What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be hanging out at Freeman Lake, and we're going to be just doing another episode of Let's Play 9. That's where I play 9 holes and we pick a subject and just kind of talk about some different tips and tricks for disc golf. I'm going to be throwing left-handed today because my right shoulder is still hurt. Shots could get a little crazy. I see a lot of people execute a really good shot, but maybe the wrong line, and they still have a 50, 60 foot putt left. So today we're gonna talk about how shot selection could lower your scores out on the disc golf course. It's a pretty day for disc golf, but kind of stinks that I have to throw with only my left hand. So hole 1, we're gonna do 2 off the top. I'm gonna throw 2 drives and pick the best. So if you were looking at shot selection here, what you would want to do, this is kind of a wide open hole. So the biggest danger on this hole is the woods to the left, because if you get in those, you're going to be having to scramble and get out. And then if you're a right-handed backhand player, you want to be setting yourself up kind of tight to those woods for an easy straight second shot or another kind of hyzer shot if you're going to chop it into 2 throws. Playing lefty, it actually opens the hole up quite a bit because I can just throw 2 lefty shots. They're probably going to be a little crazy. I haven't played in a while. It's not bad. I want a little more height, a little more hyzer out of that. So let's try this wave. So that, in theory, would set me up for another left-handed shot. Let's see where we're at. So I think for this shot, I'm gonna be trying my new Chief that I just got in from Gateway. These are my custom stamped Chiefs. They're on their website right now. So if you wanna help out the channel in any way, you can pick up one of these at Gateway and I'll get a little bit of a kickback for each one you purchase. One of the things too that I like about these is this diamond hemp plastic is really flexy, kind of like a G-Star plastic. I'm gonna throw this on quite a bit of hyzer. The goal is 3 on everything today. There we go. That may be in there for a look. It would be almost a guaranteed make right-handed, but left-handed it's questionable. It's probably about a 25. See if the Chief does any better. I mean, it hit the basket. That is looking like a 4. Starting off kind of as expected, really. Maybe after a few months throwing lefty, we can revisit this video and see how well I do. So one of the more important things you can do on the course is kind of have a game plan of where you want to land. A lot of these holes, I would be throwing righty and kind of landing at the basket. But since I'm playing lefty today, I kind of have to think about a landing zone for half of these tee shots. So what I'm doing is trying to set myself up for another lefty hyzer or another strong shot. So if you're a forehand player and that's your dominant shot, then you want to be throwing shots that set up that dominant shot. So your second shot, you want to do something that would set up that forehand. So we're on hole 2, shooting 1 over on hole 2. I'm going to try this wave that Matt died for me. See if I can't get, I'm just trying to get around this tree to the right because that really opens this hole up, righty or lefty. That was freaking cooked. Like super ripped. I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but it just turned over and stayed turned over. That actually sets me up for a lefty forehand, which I definitely don't have. Didn't go as planned, but it actually shows a good point. A flat, straight shot would be to the left here, kind of in between the rough and this little tree. I have a big, wide opening over here to the right. Now, as a right-handed player, I would just throw a hyzer through this gap and let it fade left. That would be the high percentage shot there. So one of the things you can do during your rounds is just try to imagine what your highest percentage shot is. Most of the time, that's gonna be the shot that has the most space and the most area for the disc to work. So if I was just that way, just a little more, I would have a big open fairway. But since I don't, I'm gonna be throwing kind of an anhyzer shot up through this pocket and trying to get the disc to stay on that anhyzer. Now lefty, it's tough because I'm not used to throwing lefty. But let's see how the new Chiefs do on holding an anhyzer. They would if you threw them right. Let me try my old Chief. Yeah, something like that. Still gonna fade out of it. I don't quite have like the backhand roller that I would want to get it all the way to the basket, but that's gonna be close enough that we'll have a look at a 3. It is nice to get out and play, even though I'm having to play left-handed. You don't realize how much you miss disc golf until you get an injury and you can't play. Almost 90 degrees today. It's pretty hot, but I'm still having a blast. I'm shooting 1 over. Lefty, that's not bad. Let's see if we can par. This is a tall order, probably a 35-foot putt. Oh, went through the basket. Gonna be another 4, I think. I just have to putt so hard. I just have no touch with my left hand. The right hand's feeling better. I putted a couple putts with it, but it's still not back to 100%. So I'm just letting it ride for right now. That's actually perfectly fine. Whew. So there would have been a good time to had a lefty forehand or just thrown righty backhand. Now we're looking at kind of a risk versus reward. The safe shot would probably be to throw something out here and have it skip back to the left. Direct route would be to go under this tree, but you risk kind of getting into the rough on the left side. This side, there's not really much rough, but it is a tighter gap. I'm gonna try to throw straight with something overstable so I fade away from the rough and hope that my left hand can throw straight. Just like that. That's almost perfect. I really wanted to throw that just a little higher to kind of push that ceiling, and then that would have pushed me a little bit more away from the rough for my 3rd shot. So now about my only shot is to kind of go straight and try to get something to flip over. So I'm gonna try my Chief again, and I'm really gonna be trying to just throw this straight with a little anhyzer at the end. So kind of on a slight ante. Oh yeah. Woo, that's gotta be close. That's one of the best shots I've thrown left-handed. That had to be super close to going in. Wow, that little fade back. So that means it was almost on line. Son of a gun, guys. That was almost. That's one thing about throwing left-handed too. You get to like experience all that excitement of when you first started playing all over again. Brings back the fun of the game for me. If that would fade out, that's not bad. So I'm just marking this. I'm gonna throw this wave again. Yet again, shot selection wise, you just wanna hit all this wide open space to the left. And I'm gonna put a little hyzer on it this time to get it to kind of go back to the right. Yeah, grass is a little tall in this field, so I didn't get the skip that I wanted. So with this shot, I'm gonna throw high hyzer to the left and kind of count on the natural fade of the disc to go back to the right. A right-handed player, since this tree is right in the middle, a right-handed player would go high right and let it just fade. But I'm lefty today, so get around it. Oh, So close. I got it down. It was about right in here. So see if we can't make this for 4. So now with this shot, I'm gonna try my chief. I'm gonna try to throw just dead straight underneath this tree. I've got a little opening. I think I could slide it up there. Just like that. A little more pace. All right. See if we can get our first 3 of the round. Maybe 4 is the lefty par. So this hole actually sets up really good for a lefty, but it's pretty tight off the tee. So first goal on this is just to get past this tree to the left. As long as you can get past those first 2 trees, you should be all right. I'm gonna try to throw an assassin kind of flat, maybe almost a little flex shot. Almost. I think if I could have gave that a little more height, that would have actually like faded back into the gap. I'm not gonna complain about that. So my tee shot went just a little too far before fading. So I wanted it to kind of fade right here. That would have taken this tree out of play. But now since this tree's kind of in play, I'm gonna throw my chief kind of just dead straight and watch this ceiling. It's gonna be a little awkward of a lie. It actually sets up great for a righty putt. For the first par of the round. Oh, first par of the round. And I think some of that's, I'm just not used to being out and playing. We finally made it. Our first par on hole 8. And let's see if we can't get a birdie on hole 9. I don't think that's possible, but lefty, if I was a true lefty and had the power, I would throw a big spike shot over the top of the trees to the left and just come in. Otherwise, this hole is kind of very tough to pick a high percentage shot. As a righty, I go for this low gap to the right and just try to get a flare skip. I think most of your professionals are gonna be going up and over the trees with something like super spike hyzer and maybe cutting the tee pad short to throw a big tall shot. Right now, we're gonna throw this wave and just try to get it in play. Yeah, that'll work. The key takeaway in all of this is to set yourself up for your most makeable shot, your strongest shot in your game. You want to set your approach up to be that. It actually set up for quite a tough left-handed shot because I thought this left side was more open than it is. The left side's not open enough, so I'm going to have to go through this low ceiling to the right and try to get left, which right-handed would be easy to do. Left-handed, the shot would technically be a roller. Just like that. Are you kidding me right now? Hopefully you guys can see all of that because I just threw my freaking chief, my brand new chief, backhand roller, and I think we're up there for 3. That's insane. Guys, that's crazy. Just a freaking drop in 3. I putted that right-handed because I didn't want to miss it. Backhand roller with my new chief. Heck yeah, guys. So that's 9 holes out here at Freeman Lake. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Sorry the scores weren't quite what they should be, I guess. I don't know. I'm throwing lefty, so they're gonna be a little crazy for a little bit, I think. If you guys found value in this video and would like to support the channel, you can pick up my new custom stamped Chiefs on gatewaydiscsports.com. I'll put the website and my code and all the things on the screen right now. And here's another video that YouTube thinks you will like from me. Have a great day. Stay in the fairway, guys.